Coming up on Our World, inflation is hitting some harder than others, how some seniors are stopping some of the basics when it comes to living. Plus, a new study shows that most people who begin gender-affirming treatment in their youth continue as adults. We look into the importance of these statistics. And the long-awaited OUT100 is here. We're going into the pages of OUT magazine for a sneak peek at the honorees. That's all ahead on Our World. Welcome to Our World. I'm Stephen Walker. All Americans are feeling the financial squeeze of high inflation. But for retirees on a fixed income, the rise in prices is forcing some to make hard choices. The Advocate Channel's Gabe Cohen looks at how many seniors are really feeling the pinch.
At the Senior Friendship Center in Sarasota, Florida, ask about inflation. Will strike a chord with nearly everyone.
I've seen it as an excuse for people to take advantage of other people.
Nice hand.
Around the bridge table, these retirees are feeling the squeeze.
Everything is expensive.
81-year-old Catherine Janes turned to her son for financial help.
It makes things a little easier.
79-year-old Ron Longhurst cut back on evening socializing.
Your Barstool viewers may note that I'm taking maybe a week to two longer between haircuts.
And 82-year-old Ann Smith cut down on her favorite simple pleasure, drinking soda.
You're actually watching your Coca-Cola budget.
Yeah, it's tripled.
Seniors on a fixed income have been hit particularly hard by inflation, with September prices up 8.2% from a year ago. Even worse in areas like Tampa, Florida, where the housing market has exploded.
Everything is going up except our income.
67-year-old Sharon Johnson says her family's rent in Tampa jumped $350 this year to $3,100 a month. And with other bills surging, it's thrown their budget into chaos.
I've never had to worry about how we were going to eat.
They already have boxes packed, expecting another rent hike when their lease ends. The retired university counselor and her husband, a retired engineer and teacher, moved here from Michigan. But so far, price hikes are stealing their retirement dream.
We are middle income with less to work with than when we worked full time. And we have worked hard, and we've been honest. Then why is it going in reverse?
Next year, Social Security recipients will receive an annual cost of living adjustment of 8.7%, the largest increase since 1981.
The salad smells good.
But for now, seniors like Barb Smith have felt little relief. The 70-year-old volunteers at a free restaurant, a modern-day soup kitchen for the less fortunate.
Thank you.
But she's come to rely on the take-home meal she gets after her shift.
I do have bills that have to be paid, and those have to be paid. And I have bought some groceries, but I ended up having to take it back because something else came up that was more important than what I bought. And sometimes I only eat one meal a day.
So that meal means a lot.
Yes.
She works as a caretaker, living without family. She stopped buying puzzles, her favorite hobby. The strain from these price hikes is isolating.
If it hasn't been for volunteering, I would probably be insane by now.
The same concern brings this group to their card game. With tighter budgets, they're finding joy in things that don't get more expensive.
When I go home on Thursdays, I'm a much happier person.
As older Americans continue to struggle, the Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates at an aggressive pace not seen in decades. It's been a hard year for the trans community. While there has been huge steps in the right direction, this increased visibility has come with negative attention and press from the right, with new transphobic laws targeting trans people and children. A new study shows positive numbers about gender-affirming care. Today I spoke with Trudy Ring, Senior Politics Editor for Advocate.com, to learn more about these numbers and what they mean. I'd like to welcome Trudy Ring, Senior Politics Editor for Advocate.com. Thank you for joining me today. Trudy, what's the significance behind this study?
Okay, it appears to be the first study that has tracked people who begin gender transition with puberty blockers and hormones in adolescence to see if they continue treatment into adulthood. And of course, puberty blockers aren't necessary after that, but hormones are. And it found that 98% of participants continued their hormone treatment.
Right. And what makes it so timely?
What makes it very timely is that gender affirming care is under attack right now. There are a few states that have outlawed it. The Texas governor and attorney general have said that parents who allow their children to receive gender affirming care should be investigated for child abuse. And there are just a lot of attacks going on right now. It seems like since so many rights for the LGBTQ community have been won, such as marriage equality, that the right wing is going after the more vulnerable segments of our population, such as transgender youth.
Yeah, these poor parents are just trying to do their best, and these really are the most vulnerable members of our community. What are some of the attacks on healthcare for trans children?
Okay, well, in addition to the Texas order, which included investigations by their Child Welfare Services agency, those are on hold right now due to a court case. A couple of states have outlawed the provision of gender affirming care for minors. Alabama, which includes criminal penalties, and Arkansas, which includes professional discipline. Those are also on hold due to court cases, but there are many states trying to enact laws like this. And one of our favorite congresspeople, Marjorie Taylor Greene, has introduced legislation to outlaw gender affirming care for trans youth nationwide. It, of course, doesn't have a chance of passing, but we have to watch the midterms for control of Congress and be careful about that.
And is this all like trans healthcare? Is this including the puberty blockers? Even they want them to stop as well?
Exactly, because genital surgery is almost never performed on minors, even though the right wing talks like it is. But yes, puberty blockers, which are entirely reversible when young people stop taking them, yes, the right wing wants to outlaw those too.
Wow.
And
is there?
hormone treatment.
Yeah, and I mean, puberty blockers seems like a sensible thing to do. Give the child time to think, prepare themselves. It makes total sense.
Exactly. Going through puberty as the gender that you don't identify with can be very traumatic for young people.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really make sense. Is there more research that needs to be done?
I think that people who have doubts about gender affirming care for trans youth, those who can be persuaded, I think they would be very happy to see additional research. Like I said, this study out of the Netherlands seems to be the first one. So I think that further studies would be a very good thing.
Right. Well, Trudy Ring, Senior Politics Editor for Advocate.com, thank you so much for joining me today, and keep spreading the word. It's an important story that needs to be out there.
You're welcome, Stephen.
Thanks so much to Trudy for speaking with me. The attacks on the LGBTQ+ community and queer children are running so high right now as the midterms draw near. We must shed light on the stories that speak truth to power. You can read more on this study at advocate.com. OUT100 is officially here. 100 of the most influential figures in the LGBTQ plus community are being honoured. This OUT100 is the most unique and diverse ever, put together from members of the media, Hollywood A-listers and social media stars. Cover stars include Ronan Rubinstein and Raphael Silva and the old gays of TikTok. Visit out.com for a list of honorees and their powerful stories. Thank you for joining us for Our World. The Advocate channel is streaming now on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV and Android TV, and you can also download our app on your Android or Apple devices.